Hi everyone, I'm Lara, the Tigress of the Light, and I would love to do a video for you today for the post full moon amazing energies that Scorpio brought us over these last several hours. We are in, we've hit our peak and now we're starting to relax those energies now, of course. Our full moon was technically yesterday. So, but I wanted to check in and see how you guys were doing with all that. I noticed there was a lot of amazing and beautiful content for the actual full moon event itself. So I thought it would be helpful to actually do like a post full moon video and sort of energy recap and blessing also with light language at the end. So for me personally, I found that it was a very intense full moon. It was, I believe, a super moon. And Scorpio is, of course, looking at kind of the underworld. And so we were focusing a lot on those energies that were maybe even secretive to ourselves, or perhaps the secrets that we keep from others. So there was a potential there for a lot of these energies to be surfaced, to be illuminated by that amazing full moon, the sun hitting that beautiful moon, and then the moon shining down on us. So I don't know, for me, I got a headache and then I felt my body buzzing for most of the night. It was pretty amazing. Sometimes these things really do remain on the subconscious levels, in the unconscious realms. Sometimes things get actually brought to the surface and brought to our awareness. But regardless of what sort of your dance with this energy was, just know that energies were moving and energies were shifting. And it's, what do you do with it now? Where are you still setting your intentions, still setting your focus? Because you're still in the energy, believe it or not, we're still in the energy of that full moon. And even when we pass out of this energy, it's still good to be remembering, okay, we had this opportunity to illuminate our own personal underworld. And in doing that, we're actually empowering ourselves and we're reclaiming our inner authority and all the amazing things that can actually come from doing that. It's like the ultimate shadow work in a way. And the shadows are, of course, the aspects of ourselves that are just going unrecognized. So some of these aspects are energies that we picked up along the way from our education systems, from our family, our ancestors, from friends. It can be from all over the place. It could literally be an energy that was floating by that for whatever reason our energetic body went, oh yes, I think I'll take some of that, and it was to fill some kind of void within us. And it was also, the positive intent would be that it was protecting us from something, or it was giving us something to learn. So regardless of how you view shadows, it can actually be highly beneficial to see them as a positive. And although they can be challenging to look at, like Scorpio is trying to show us, like, look at this stuff. I know it maybe is hard, but it's important. It's all about empowering, and it's all about saying, okay, I have these energies here, and here's the positive intent, and let's release them so that we can move forward and reclaim more and more and more of ourselves. Yeah. So that's my interpretation. I know it's nothing totally new at all, but it's what I was really feeling. And also what I was feeling was that there's more clarity coming through. And especially if we are able to take the time to sit quietly and meditate, if we can shut that chatter brain up and just connect to our heart space and say, all right, like, what do I need to know right now? What is the direction I need to be moving in right now? Because these energies that are percolating beneath the surface, that the Scorpio energy is so good at, this full moon was good at illuminating. All these energies that are percolating, they're trying to share with us how we need to move, how we need to shift, how we need to advance in our lives themselves. So that means that decisions that we maybe need to make, adjustments to our lifestyle, and ultimately, how can we connect even further with our heart space? Because ultimately our heart has that beautiful connection to our soul. Like I always say, to have access to our heart is to have access to our soul. And so we want to be connecting more and more into that heart space, because this is going to be our ultimate divine direction while we are connecting more to our higher self and then ultimately more to our soul and even beyond that, okay? So remember that all the little nitty-gritty energies that we might not want to be looking at, the more we can just accept them and say, okay, like, let's shift this, let's acknowledge it first, acknowledge us first, and that's great. But that's where a lot of people stop. You can't stop there if you want to actually be reclaiming yourself and taking back your power and living a more positive life and a more abundant life and all the things that you hear all these spiritualists talking about. Well, there's a reason why it doesn't just go, I'll just say a bunch of affirmations and suddenly my life will change. No, we actually have to do the work, and we have to focus the energy, and we have to clear away the gunk, focus our energy on that underworld some of the time, not all of the time, but some of the time. And then we can clear that energy and bring more light in and more light in and more light in until we actually are emanating that amazing divine light stronger and stronger and stronger, which is what one of our main purposes of being here is, actually. Yeah, so that's sort of the gist of that big strong full moon, was reminding us to get back on track, actually. And not that we were particularly off track, but sometimes we need to make those minor adjustments and to recognize that those adjustments happen in life, that we do need to sometimes change course or just shift ever so slightly. Now, the shift could be so small that no one else in your life even notices, right? Or it could be like moving to an entirely different state or province. Like it could be a big thing. Quitting your job and taking on something else because it no longer aligns with you. Leaving a relationship because it no longer aligns with you. Or jumping into a relationship because you suddenly realize, hey, actually this is worth checking out. This is worth exploring. Remember that life is about exploring. Life is about trying new things. And that's part of bringing that light in too. When we're focusing our energy on our heart space and clearing away the gunk that prevents us from connecting more fully and completely and more deeply to our heart space, when we're able to clear all that away and connect, then we're getting these amazing intuitive guidances all the time. And that's when we can, okay, here's some shifting, and then we have the support to actually be courageous and make those minor or big shifts in our lives. I feel like this is actually, although it's kind of being said, there is this kind of new energy coming through for this right now. It's nothing new, you guys, like, is it? Like, I'm sure you've heard a lot of people talking like this, like, so many times. But the truth is that in order for us to truly change our lives, we have to change. We have to do what it takes. We have to just do what it takes. And that's the hard truth. But the good news is that you're never alone. Like, you always have, as you've always heard too, you always have spirit at your back. You're never alone in anything that you do. You're here for that divine person. So the more you get in touch with that heart space, the more you're going to be divinely guided, the more you're going to be supported, the more you're going to be able to feel that support, the more you're going to feel courageous and brave and able to make the connections and the shifts and the adjustments that need to be made. So this is a really amazing time of year to have this spring energy, this abundance of life. So it's a good time to be looking at how can we shift things, how can we clean things up, how can we embrace this really abundant energy, this life force that's flowing all around us. It's a really good time. It's a really good time to be making course corrections. And so I encourage you to sit with the energy of this post Scorpio moon and reflect upon what energies came through for you, if any, if whatever you're aware of, right? If you're aware of any of them at all, sit with it. If you're unaware, then be okay with that too, but sit with the fact that you're post full moon and understand that there was this whole illumination of this underworld side. This isn't just you either, it's for the collective, isn't it? So We can just sit with that, and we can clear these energies here. That's what we're going to do with this light language, is just clear away some of the energies so that hopefully we can see more clearly, feel more clearly, hear more clearly, however it is that spirit can come through and connect with you, so that you might know how to connect more deeply to this amazing divine flow that allows you to make those choices. We are always faced with choices. We're always faced with decisions. That's part of being human. It's part of living a life here. Kind of the way it goes. It seems to settle for a little bit, but then it maybe, there's always something going on. So that's what keeps it fun and exciting, and it's good to remember that too. It's good to remember that. So we're sitting with these post full moon energies, and we're clearing away any of the distortion and the confusion and just the residue of what maybe came up from all that percolation that we might have been feeling or sensing or whatever. And we're going to encourage that we bring our heart forward as much as we can, as much as is comfortable for us, so that we can really tune in more deeply, like I keep saying, more deeply to that divine flow. And be open to receive the messages however they come through. And this could happen now. It could happen in a couple of hours. It could happen in a couple of days. It could unfortunately happen in weeks or months or years. I always hear teachers speaking like that, and I'm like, well, what good is that going to do? I'm not going to remember what we did 6 years ago. I'm not going to put that together. I don't know about you guys, but I'm not. So, but I think it's a way to just stay unattached so that we have a better, we're better able to allow those energies to actually show up in our lives. Whereas if we're holding on to a desired outcome, then that can actually prevent the outcome, because we're limiting the expression of energy. And when we limit the expression of energy, then we're actually limiting love itself, the divine love of the universe and of source. So, and when we're restricting love, we aren't being in love. And what our goal is actually is to be in love, which is why we do all our good shadow work and look at those dark energies within ourselves that we don't really want to look at, and do the work anyway, and discover that actually the work isn't so bad after all. It's actually kind of fun. I don't know about you guys, but I love shadow work. It is so much fun. I find it so amusing to find an energy, be like, okay, well, thanks for your service. Thanks for being here. Is there anything useful you'd like to share? No? Okay, well, bye. And then send them on their way and then fill that space up with light. I get such a kick out of that. I think it's hilarious. And they can come in looking like the ugliest, scariest monsters, and you're like, ha, no, you're not. You're totally lying. And they go, oh, I guess you're right. Anyways, side note. Okay. We're connecting to this beautiful post energy of Scorpio full moon. Tikata sayatanika takatikuko solonoma maisa. Sholana mampai kna sarituko sonona ishalodot sapa. Toka papaisa na kena sadikina sudodoro vaisa na kato sapapaikana. Tola na maikana sekidotko toka kakai se nikatataka sudodoro sholona no mayusano. So what we're actually doing is finding any energies that are ready, willing, and able to be released within and around our being. We're actually calling those out right now. We're actually doing a bit of shadow work and surrounding the shadow energies with energy that contains it, and then we're going to be releasing it. That's what we're doing. When I'm looking down like this, I'm looking at the energies right now for all of us. So just know that's what I'm doing. I'm actually working with this energy. And this is always done in your highest good. And I am channeling from my heart space. So just understand that whatever we're doing here is in alignment fully and completely with love and divine order, and you don't have to worry about anything. If you don't like this, you can always leave the video, right? But just understand that your higher self, your heart, your soul understands what's going on here, and they're going to work with this in the best possible way. Tola tiki soloro tikatina kasaya tatakina kasaya tinakatina kasaya takatatina kasaya naka soloroma tolano maitana tatia tataka solana maita sikasa solana maitini. So this energy that we're working with right now is one that it's time that this energy be released. It has been massively resistant. Might take a little bit of work here. Massively resistant, but that's okay. We all have them. We're doing this as a video for all of us, so understand. I'm feeling this too, you guys. It's not just you. We're just bringing in some extra light here to shine upon this energy that is going to be released. We are going to make this happen. So right now we're just working on the other side. You can almost imagine it like we're pulling all this energy into like a sphere. So we're containing it, like I was saying. We're just pulling it in right now, and we're going to contain this energy so that we have it all. We don't want any loose ends. We don't want this energy thinking it can leave part of itself behind. That wouldn't help us much. I mean, it's going to help us, but we would rather do it once and as completely as possible, right? I'm for that. I don't know about you guys, but I was like, yes, like let's just get her done. Now think about if you're able to get any feedback for what this maybe feels like for you, whether that's like a visual or some kind of sensation or just something something that you can recognize as, oh, there's something going on. Just hold on to that. So the energy of this moon that we just had has done a lot of this amazing work for us, and that's what's making us able to go after this energy that would otherwise be actually quite challenging to get, right? So it's already had some illumination in a way that's been very helpful. Took a pusher, 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 took a pusher. Okay, so now we have it, and now we're going to just it's kind of, I want to say condense and compact. Okay, it's like we're taking some almost like silly putty, and we're like you can see my hands are kind of shaking right now. It's like shaking with the energy and just like making that energy ball smaller and smaller and smaller. We started out quite big and had to pull all that energy in, and now you can see we're starting to get smaller. We're just making this a nice manageable size. Now we're going to actually, as I'm working with making this ball smaller, we're going to build a beautiful golden column of light that we'll be able to stick this thing in a few moments here. So we're going to build that column of light now. Okay, so we have this column of light. This looks very beautiful. And it's about, I don't know, 3 feet in front of me. Anyways, it's off camera. It's actually in front of a plant that I'm looking at that stretches up way tall. It's a really cool plant. All right, now before we allow this energy to leave, we want to first thank it. We want to really show our gratitude and respect for this energy, for what it's done for us, for showing up today, for remaining in integrity by showing up, actually. So thank you. And then we're going to ask this energy if there's anything that we need to know before we release it once and for all. So I invite you just to tune into your heart space. We're going to ask this energy to reveal anything that we need to know. And that might be nothing. So if you don't get anything, don't feel bad. You weren't meant to hear anything at all. But if you get something, just make a note. Okay. All right, now we will ask any of our amazing guidance to just come in, step in now. Our divine guides of light who assist us to help us make sure this transition happens smoothly, completely, fully. Okay, it's in the column now. Released up the column of light to be transmuted fully and completely, as is in alignment with the love that we are. Okay, so now we bring in amazing energy, light energy, to fill in that space. Wherever that energy was residing within or around our being, we open to receive this energy to come in and fill. Feel that energy, soft energy. Feel it being around your whole body. You might feel it in a specific location, you might not. There we go. There is your post full moon Scorpio, amazing light language, healing, blessing, ceremony, all that good stuff. I hope you found this very helpful. If you're interested in light codes and light language at all, we have 2 international best-selling books, The Little Book of Light Codes and Light Codes for the Soul. They are available on Amazon worldwide and through a few other areas as well, so make sure you check those out. And please remember to write a review. So that we know what you guys think of this book, so that other people can find it. Your reviews are super, super helpful, especially when they're written ones. Like, whatever you want to say about it, but just write something. This really, really helps me out, and it helps other people to find it, just the way the algorithms are, you know. And then if you have any interest in learning fractal line healing, which is an amazing healing modality that Spirit gifted to me a few years ago, it is my absolute go-to healing modality. You can check out fractallinehealing.com, and there's actually videos on YouTube, 2 of them, where you can actually learn about what fractal line healing is and also participate in an introductory meditation to take you into the fractal line healing space. I like to tell people that it's like the toolbox, like anything that you've learned you can bring there in the space in the quantum realm. It is massively powerful, and everyone who I've taught it is like, their minds are just blown. They love it so much, and I have a whole list of people who are like, when are you going to teach level 2, because they can't even wait. So I really want to encourage you guys to check out Fractal Line Healing, fractallinehealing.com, and it is magic. It is absolutely incredible, and it will blow your mind. Seriously, it'll blow your mind. So I hope you guys have a beautiful week. I hope you found this helpful. Please remember to like, comment, share, and let everybody know about this video if you think that they'll find it helpful. All right, have a great one. Love you guys so very much. Thanks for joining today. Bye for now.